Alright, what's up guys? It's Carl from Monkey Mods again, and this is the ZWQ S200. In this video, I want to address the issue, one of the more common issue that is that's plaguing the S200, and that is the slide lock on empty magazine. So as we all know, one of the more prominent feature of the S200 is that it has this really cool feature where if you have an empty magazine, means you run out of a dart, and you pull the slide and then it will lock the slide to indicate to the user that the blaster is now empty, please reload, all that kind of stuff. But there's one problem with it, is that sometimes, or rather certain units, doesn't matter if it's the blaster itself or the magazine, I will address them both. So the issue is that sometimes the slide simply will not lock when the magazine is empty. So I'll demonstrate to you. I have 3 magazines here. This is one that I use. This is my personal unit. I have it modified slightly. And this is a completely stock mag. And this is the super expensive CNC aluminum magazine, which, to be frank, I don't really see the point of it. It's totally pointless. I don't know why, but yeah, I mean, if you like all your stuff to be metal, then I guess you can go for it, because this costs, if I'm not mistaken, at least 5 of the regular magazine. So if you ask me if it's worth it, no, I really don't think so, and I don't think you should get it either, because yeah, I mean, it's just pointless unless you like metal stuff. But anyway, that's not what I want to discuss. I digress. I bring this out because, very interestingly, the CNC magazine has the weakest follower spring compared to the regular nylon versions one. It's really interesting why they actually have this decision. I'm not really sure, but this helps me to demonstrate the issues. So allow me to demonstrate. So for example, this is a completely stock mag, and this is my S200, which has a little bit of issue with the slide catch, which I want to demonstrate. So I have the magazine, an empty magazine inserted, and I pull the slide, it should lock, right? So it locks. Right, works quite well, no issue. And this is my personal magazine. If you take a closer look, which I don't think you can, I've actually did a little bit of sanding work on this channel where the follower slides. I just stand it up a little bit further so the follower can go up further, and that will ensure the slide to be able to lock successfully every single time. Basically, you just grab a file or some sort. If you have Dremel, that's even easier. Basically, just run through this part and just make it a bit taller, like 1 or 2 mm taller, and that will ensure that the follower will always be able to activate the slide catch. Right, so yeah, absolutely no issue. But if I use the CNC aluminum magazine, see? It will never catch. It does, but yeah, sometimes. But I do notice if you actually rack the slide hard enough, meaning to say if you slam it backward like this, that will actually, the vibration from all that actually helps the catch to pops up. So yeah, still that's not a good thing, because this is not normal operation. So nobody really actually, does that, but I digress. But to demonstrate that the problem is actually with the magazine, to demonstrate that the issue is not because of a weak follower spring, I will show you this. So I really show that with this unit, there's a problem with the aluminum magazine with the very weak follower spring. Yeah, it's really weak compared to, say, a stock mag, which it slams way harder and louder compared to this. Yeah, it's just not as strong as the one found in the nylon magazine. But check this out. I have another unit disassembled. I removed all the parts, just left the top slide and the slide catch, just to demonstrate to you that the weaker spring on the follower is not the issue. So just for the sake of demonstrating, this is a stock mag. I pull the slide, right, and that locks positively. Right, if you want to check whether your unit will have this issue or not, simply just drag the slide backward and then just, flick the slide catch. If it works like this, if it pops up responsively, then there should be no issue whatsoever. Right? So this is the issues, and just my magazine. Yep, works nicely. Right? And the issue is actually pretty simple. I'm going to demonstrate how I fix this, and then this will be able to use the aluminum CNC magazine with the wicker follower spring as well, which right now it doesn't. Right, so let me just disassemble this thing really quick. As you can see, I have the blaster taken apart, and this is the slide. I still have the spring on, but that's okay. So this is the slide catch mechanism. It consists of 3 parts, 2 plastic tabs, and then there's a really tiny spring that houses within this channel here. Now, the function of this spring is simply to keep the slide catch downwards. It applies a constant pressure downwards, so it doesn't accidentally catch the slide when the magazine is not empty. So that is the only function of this little spring in there. Oops, almost lost it. So this is the base, so I don't have to show that. So this is the slide. As you can see, this little notch here is where the slide stop, this thing, or slide catch, whichever is preferred. When you pull the slide, it goes back and then it locks the slide like this. Yeah, like this. So whenever the slide is locked, this is what is happening. When you push the slide release button downwards, that simply release the slide, and the return spring that is with the barrel that houses within the slide, like so. So when the spring is compressed, the return spring is compressed, it goes like this, and this is where the slide catch will latch onto. And when you push the release down, it just slamms forwards. It's really that simple. So what happened is that I noticed certain units, and because this is not every single S200 has this issue, is that I noticed there is a very, very tight tolerances between the slide catch. Jesus, you focus. Yeah, this part and this part has too tight of a tolerance. It's not enough tolerances, I suppose, and that actually have too much friction for the magazine follower spring to push this up to lock the slide efficiently or properly. So there's 2 ways to remedy this, because it's really quite straightforward. Is either you sand this part just a bit, maybe 0.2 mm back a bit, or you sand this part a little bit. So for example, I have a file here. Either you sand this part, my goodness, it's not focusing. I really hate my phone. So like this. So they will have lesser material here, and hence more space for the follower to push the catch upwards to engage with the slide. Either you sand that, or you can sand this part. It both works the same, like so. Right? Just remember not to overdo this, because if you overdo this, you might have some issue with the bridge not resting at the correct positions. So okay, for this fix, I'm going to work on my slide catch, this unit itself. Right, so I'm going to sand this part, like so. Alright, just a quick tips. You should sand if you choose to, work on the catch plate part, the catch mechanism part, you should sand it in a way that's slanted inwards like so. So like this. Oh my goodness. But yeah, I'm not sure if you can tell, but yeah. You see, it's slanted like this. Now this is so when the slide catches on, you will have a more, how should I say, a more leverage, I don't know, an angle where it won't let the slide slide off unintentionally. Right, so yeah, like so. Right, I'm going to install this. Alright, this is the catch plate. After modifying, let's install this. Alright, the catch plate is now installed. Let's pull the slide and see whether this thing actually works. Right, seems to be working smoothly. Now, if you try this and the catch does not return to the downwards positions, it is quite likely that something is off with the catch plate and the base. Maybe the spring has gone out of place or something. Make sure to check that so that the spring and everything is in place properly. Otherwise, you will have problem with the slide locking again. So just make sure before you close everything up, make sure you do this test. Pull the slide backwards, hold it there, and then just lightly flick the slide catch. Make sure it comes back down and without much resistance. Right, like so. Alright, so, well, let's just try the magazine. Right, so let's try with the stock magazine first. Right, no problem. Right, it's working properly. Yep, no problem as well. Let's try my magazine. Oops. Yeah, doesn't seem to have any issue. Now let's try the CNC magazine with the weakest follower spring. Yeah, works. No problem. So I'm going to put the blaster back together and test fire and show you guys that now it works properly. Alright, now I have the blaster put back together. Let's try shooting some darts out of it. So again, I'll be using the same 3 magazine. Right, 4 rounds each magazine. Right, let's just start with the stock magazine. Right, slide is locked back. Let's try the other magazine. And the slide locked back successfully. Now let's try the CNC magazine. Yep, the slide locked back very nicely this time. Yeah, and I think that's pretty much it. And I suppose this is how you fix your slide catch if you don't want to change it to the aluminum. The CNC aluminum, which is a much more expensive option. I recommend trying out this mod first before you want to buy the upgrade, because there's really not much of a need for this to be in aluminum, to be frank. The injection mold one works, you just need a little bit of a work, and that's pretty much it. Alright, and thank you very much for watching. If you have any issue trying to fix your S200, let us know in the comment sections. I'll get back to you guys as soon as possible. It's been a really busy month, and possibly throughout the entire month of February as well. I hope to bring you guys with more informational videos. So yeah, stay tuned with the channel. Oh yeah, I think this is the first time I've ever said it. Please like the video, subscribe to the channel, and I love you guys. Thanks again for watching. I'll see you guys next video.